Boys and girls, today I'm going to read you a book about Floss. And she is a border collie. And this is my dog Sis, and she's a border collie. And border collies are herding dogs. They herd sheep and they herd cattle. So we'll read about this dog is Floss. Floss was a young border collie who belonged to an old man in town. She walked with the old man in the streets and loved playing ball with the children in the park. See, there's Floss playing with the children. My son is a farmer, the old man told Floss. He has a sheepdog who is too old to work. He needs a young dog to herd sheep on his farm. He could train a border collie like you. See, there's the son with the sheep on the farm. So Floss and the old man traveled away from town, with the streets and houses and children playing ball in the park. They came to the heather-covered hills of a valley, where nothing much grew except sheep. See, there they are out there in the valley with the sheep. Somewhere in her memory, Floss knew about sheep. Old Nell soon showed her how to round them up. The farmer trained her to run wide, lie down, to walk on behind, to shed, and to pin. She worked very hard at becoming a good sheepdog. There's Floss working the sheep. But sometimes Floss woke up at night while Nell lay sound asleep, and she remembered playing with children and rounding up balls in the park. There's Floss and Nell sleeping, and Floss is dreaming about the balls. The farmer took Floss up to the hill one day to see if she would gather sheep on her own. She was rounding them up when she heard a sound. At the edge of the field, the farmer's children were playing with a brand new black and white ball. There she is with the sheep, and there's the children playing with the ball. Think Floss is going to get in trouble? Floss remembered all about the children. She ran to play with their ball. She showed off her best nose tricks, her best passes. She did her best springs in the air. "Hey, Dad, look at this," yelled the children. "Look at Floss." The sheep started drifting away. There's Floss playing with the children, and the sheep are not where they belong. The sheep escaped through the gate and into the yard. There were sheep in the garden, sheep down the road. "Floss, lie down!" The voice of the farmer was like thunder. "You're supposed to work on this farm, not play." He took Floss back to the doghouse. Look at the sheep. They're in trouble. They ran under the clothesline, and oh man, they got in a lot of trouble. Floss got into a lot of trouble. Yes. Floss lay and worried about balls and sheep. She dreamed about the streets of town, the hills of a valley, children and farmers all mixed together, while Nell had to round up the strange sheep. Floss had to go back in her kennel and stay. She couldn't go play. She couldn't round up sheep. But Nell was too old to work every day, and Floss had to learn to take her place. She worked so hard to gather sheep well, and she was too tired to dream anymore. The farmer was pleased and ran Floss in the dog trials. "She's a good worker now," the old man said. There it is. And a dog trial is like a dog show where they ran and gather sheep and put them through into pens and do all kinds of work. The children still wanted to play with their ball. "Hey, Dad," they asked, "can O'Nell play now?" But Nell didn't know how. Didn't know about children and play. No one can play ball like Floss, they said. So the farmer gave it some thought. "Go on then," he whispered to Floss. The children kicked the ball high in the air. There's Nell. She doesn't know how to play. She's just a work dog. And the children looked all sad. Floss remembered all about children. She ran to play with her ball. She showed off her best nose tricks, her best passes, and she did her best springs in the air, and they all played ball together. There they are, playing ball. Now, throw the ball. So there the children are and Floss, playing ball. And Sis likes to play ball too. Yeah, she likes to play with her ball. She threw it back to you. Pick it up and toss it again.
Oh, she got it.